Charitable nonprofits are the heart and soul of our communities. Over 50,000 provide services to the 67 counties in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. We steward over $180 billion of the assets in the Commonwealth. Our very existence is an ethical response to meeting the needs of our citizens. We are committed to public service and strengthening our communities. 501c3 status is a sacred trust. We owe our citizens and communities a commitment to act with honesty, integrity, fairness, respect, trust, responsibility, and accountability. The Standards for Excellence program exists to guide and direct an organization's board and staff to act with the highest ethical behavior, and as a consequence, create stronger and more successful organizations.
In my opinion, I think the workshops that I participated in personally were very educational as I developed my skills in leading an organization.
The Standards Program assists Pennsylvania's charitable nonprofit sector to raise the public's trust in the work we do.
6 years ago, our organization was being investigated by the U.S. Attorney's Office. Today, we're funded by the U.S. Attorney's Office.
I'm Tina Nixon, Chief Executive Officer of the YWCA of Greater Harrisburg.
Hi, I'm Scott Rear, the Executive Director of BCPS Berks Connections.
Hi, I'm Larry Medaglia. I serve as the Secretary of the Board of Berks Connections Pretrial Services.
Hello, I'm Chris Glatfelder, the Executive Director of the Adams County Arts Council in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania.
Hello, I'm Diane Carey. I have the privilege of being the Executive Director of the ARC of Chester County, which is located in Westchester, Pennsylvania.
We'd like to think that the standards help us develop what we're calling a culture of compliance. So it's not a once and done thing that is done and then put away, but it's enculturated into our organization so that every day our management team looks at where we are operationally and from a compliance standpoint.
Well, we have been talking about how we're a very small organization, and we had no written HR policies at all. And we know that we want to grow, and we hope that in the future we will. But I learn every day things come up that you would never think, and it is so nice to be able to go to that manual. Then you don't have to think on your feet. You don't have to make up things as you go. There it is.
The board really much more deeply understood its role, oversight role for the agency, and there became much more of a meaningful dialogue between the board and between senior management.
The biggest and most significant difference is the attendance at the meetings. And that is, I think, a problem that most nonprofits struggle with because people are busy in their volunteer boards. Going through the process, we recognized that board members needed to be more invested in what we were doing. And to see the evolution of this agency now, it is nothing like it was, not only in mission, but in scope. And that could not have happened, in my opinion, without the dynamic leadership of Scott and the exposure and the experience of going through the certification.
But I think that confidence shows itself in the way the board is engaged, and a sense that we are doing what we are supposed to do, and staff is doing, that we're on the right course, that, oh, this is not for the staff to do, this is board business, or vice versa.
But much of what we do is unlicensed because it's community-based service. And so we didn't have that standard. And the standards of excellence in that certification helped us to feel like we had attained and achieved something.
The process has enabled us to not only sustain the donors that we have because we have that seal of excellence, but also I think we attract new donors. For instance, last year a gentleman came in and said, I went to your website, I looked at your 990, I saw that you had the standard of excellence approval. He asked the question, do you have 100% board participation in your fundraising? We were able to say yes. He wrote us a check for $500 right there on the spot.
We do get calls from people from the community who want to volunteer. They want to know what is it about your organization that stands out. And I always think that by being able to say that we have the certification, we can be recognized by them. They're more willing to participate. I'm really disappointed that so many organizations decide to become nonprofits, form and decide to become nonprofits without understanding the responsibility that you have to the public, without understanding how to run a successful business, even though it's a nonprofit business. And I think the education that you go through with this process can give them that training, both the staff and the board, to make the organization much more successful, much more efficient, and much more effective in what they do.
If you have the opportunity to do that, even if it's for no other reason than the educational opportunity and the networking opportunity with other nonprofit organizations in the community, you should do it.